What's up, everybody? It's AJ, and I'm back with another reaction. Let's get into it.
On May 1st, 2025, Officer Tanner Vogel and a second officer, identified by Ryan Mullis as Officer Sean Heck of the City of Reading Police Department, responded to a 911 call in Reading, Pennsylvania. According to Mr. Mullis, an anonymous caller had reported two Puerto Rican males with tank tops and shorts standing near a blue hatchback with a woman tied up on the ground. When the officers arrived, they found a woman on scene who was neither tied up nor in distress, and encountered Mr. Mullis, who was attempting to repair the malfunctioning lights on his vehicle after pulling off the highway. The interaction that followed was captured on the responding officer's body cameras.
Hold on, so you're telling me the people that you're about to go talk to only fit the description that there's a man and there's a woman, there's a car, and this is the interaction that we're about to watch. This is the policing that you're doing, the investigation that.
Riding 310. I'll be with that vehicle. It's a blue Volkswagen. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, just fixing my car.
It's gonna be PA rates, Mike Hotel Lima 5054.
Ben, where did you locate it?
Oh, hey. Nothing south.
What's up, man?
It's on South Street.
She looks real in distress.
What's going on with it? The lights aren't working right.
Are you guys good?
Yeah.
It's just your car's broken down?
It's not broken down. It's just trying
Or
to fix it.
fix the lights?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an ID on you?
No, I don't. I'm just sitting in the vehicle.
Is it his car or yours?
It's his car.
It's your car. Just want his ID.
Okay, so as of now, they're being cooperative. They're explaining what's going on. Interactions going. I mean, it's already going bad because he's already asking for ID. But nobody's being combative yet, other than the officer asking for ID. Aren't supposed to be getting it legally.
What's your name?
I didn't give it.
What's up?
I didn't give my name.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking. Do you have
And some people might think that was combative. But at this point, he doesn't have to, because he hasn't broken the law. So I don't just have to give up my rights because he asked me to give up my rights. That's if he was standing there praying, would you say, now I need to know your name because you're standing here praying? You're not expected to give up some other rights, but
ID on you?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay, what's your
I
name?
have an ID on me, but that's under threat of arrest.
What's that?
That is under threat of arrest. I don't know why you got to stop right here.
Well, we got a call. We'll explain it to you in a second.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Sounds good.
So, right now you're just going to talk to me. You're going to give me your name, and we're going to go from
I'm
there.
not going to give you my name, but I'll understand.
And you're not going to give me your name. Why?
Because I don't have to legally.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes,
Why?
you do.
Open the
Because
door
you're
over there.
currently detained for an investigation.
Okay,
That's why.
a detainment is not.
Yes.
Pulling
you
her out.
need to identify yourself.
must be officer safety going on over here. That's why they need to get out.
You do have to identify
Call your
yourself.
supervisor and get him over
He's
here.
already on the way.
Oh, good, I'm
okay?
glad. And I'll wait for that.
So
I'll
you
remain silent until my lawyer gets here.
Okay, call him then.
Okay, I don't need to call him.
It was good to say he's going to remain silent. Hopefully he does that. Just said you would, man. Don't let him rage bait you into saying more, but I mean, seeing that this video is pretty long, I think.
I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me.
Okay,
You, right?
what is the deal here?
The deal is, why did you stop over here?
Because we had a call here.
Okay, that's fine. Call all you want, but
And currently, you're under an ordinance violation for working on your vehicle on a
there's
city
no
street.
ordinance.
Yes, there is.
I'm not working on my vehicle. I'm seeing why
listen. We're going to restart, okay?
Okay, let's restart.
Okay, so you are required under law to identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
This is not Germany.
And if you're
This is
not
the United
going to identify yourself, you're going to be detained in handcuffs.
Detained in handcuffs is different.
So do you want to give your name or no?
But listen to me.
No. There's no conversation. You're either going to identify yourself
First
or
of
you're
all, you can't detain.
Tyrant. Listen to what I'm saying and doing it. It doesn't matter if it's what you're supposed to be doing, what you're allowed to do. You just listen to me. I'm surprised he ain't told him to sit down on the ground like a dog. That's the other thing they like to do.
Put your hands behind your back.
I will show you my ID. I'll show you my ID. I'll show you my ID right now.
Stop.
I will show you my ID.
We're past that.
Oh, okay, well the funny thing is you guys are up because you didn't wait for your you didn't wait for your
Where's your
supervisor
ID?
to get here.
We don't need to.
It's right here.
We don't need to.
You didn't wait for your supervisor
Don't
to get
need
here.
to.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do have to wait for
You
your
might want
supervisor.
to learn the law a little bit better.
I know the law. We don't live in Germany. We live in the United States of America, where you do not have to ID if you're not suspected of committing a crime.
Wrong.
Well, not wrong. You guys are wrong.
You're wrong.
Wow.
There's
He just smooth said wrong.
ordinance violation.
Look
It
it up
doesn't.
on TikTok doesn't mean
There's
you're
no.
And this is why I think it's crazy that it takes longer to become a barber than it does to become a Leo.
It's called. You can. You guys are wrong. You're wrong, and you'll be sued. Then I'll sue you.
Go ahead.
I will, because you're wrong. Okay. I do not have to ID unless I'm being suspected of committing a crime. You have to reasonably articulate.
You're legal.
You have to legally articulate a crime.
I could be incorrect, but I don't think they have to legally articulate it, but they have to be able to. Like they don't have to tell you at that moment if I'm correct, but they do have to be able to. They do have to be able to.
No, you have
You
to
have any
legal.
weapons
No,
over
don't pat me down. I do not submit. No, I'm not. You cannot fucking. No, you're not allowed to take my pockets. You have to legally articulate a crime. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me.
He has a
Yes,
gun.
I do have a weapon.
He has a gun.
Stop touching me.
Now they gotta rough him
I
up.
do not. No, it doesn't matter. I do not have to articulate. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I have a
Stand
gun.
by.
I'm allowed to have a gun.
Do you have like CCW?
No, I'm not going to show you. I'm remaining silent. I'm the right to remain silent.
You're correct. Now you do have
No,
the
I
right to remain
had the right
silent.
to remain
So
silent, and you
that's
had
what I
no
do
right to
best.
touch me. You had no right to touch me.
So these officers are incompetent. Out of all of the directions he could have pointed that gun, he pointed it directly facing them. That is zero gun safety. Zero gun safety. And you're supposed to be the one standing there protecting it. You're supposed to be the one who went through the training and knows what they're doing. Outrageous.
You are done, not me. I'm not IDing either. Do not take my ID. You are not. I'm not IDing. There's nothing in it.
I have to make sure.
It doesn't even fire.
Okay, then why the hell would you carry it?
Because it's called Reading. That's why.
Lima,
It's
India,
called Reading.
Sierra. Date of birth is
Cannot ID me.
TAON is.
This is getting bad
Take my
quick.
cuffs off. No, please. Take my cuffs off.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, well, you came up on me, and
Correct.
you had no crime committed, right? What are you guys doing?
We got a call.
It doesn't matter. You can't ID for a
If-
crime
if
or a
we get a
call.
call-
It doesn't matter.
The officers place Mr. Mullis in handcuffs, pat him down, and discover a firearm concealed on his body. Now, while we will discuss the legality of this detention later in this episode, the discovery of the firearm implicates two Pennsylvania statutes. Section 6105 of Title 18 of the Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes prohibits any individual who has been convicted of one of the offenses enumerated in the statute or who falls into certain other prohibited categories, such as fugitives from justice, from possessing a firearm in the Commonwealth. Likewise, Section 6106 of Title 18 of the Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes prohibits carrying a firearm in a vehicle or concealed on one's body outside of the home or a fixed place of business without a valid license to carry. Now, because a violation of Section 6105 depends on Mr. Mullis's criminal history, and a violation of Section 6106 depends on his licensure status, neither of which can be determined from the footage, there's not enough evidence available to determine whether Mr. Mullis was in violation of either statute.
Explain to you. You're here working on the vehicle
You're
on a
wrong.
city street.
No,
which you
I'm
can't
not
do.
working on a vehicle. I'm seeing why my light's not working. It doesn't matter. You got a call and you were demanding ID or I was beginning to
Correct.
be arrested, right? Correct? Good.
You were going to be
Sam,
detained to
please-
be identified.
Sam, please record these guys, please. Record these guys. Record them. Sam, please record these guys. Record him.
Where's the supervisor at?
They're allowed to.
He's
Sam.
refusing to identify himself. Had a
Yeah,
gun
I am.
on him,
Actually,
so he's working on his vehicle on a city street.
I'm not working on my vehicle. I told you I was seeing why my light was not working correctly.
And you can tell that the officer is just listening to make up the story that he wants to make up. That's how he heard everything. That's how he's gonna relay everything from the made up story that he made up from the words that he heard.
But you can't park on the street right there.
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, look at all these other cars that used to be parked.
305 also.
Okay.
God.
He told me I had to identify it under threat of arrest.
You have to.
Negative on the way.
It's called Pennsylvania.
He has a
It's not
conversation
Germany.
with motorcycle.
He needs to articulate a crime that I'm being
Class C, I'm
accused
guessing.
of committing
Address one on
in
that
order
is
to
122
identify.
Kramer Road in
And
Millville.
all I have to do is give him my name and address. I don't have to give him an
Copy.
ID.
Can you check him
You
for
know
a
this,
CCW,
right? Are you the
please?
supervisor?
What's your name?
It doesn't matter. You don't
just said
need
it.
my name.
Go ahead,
Because I'm being accused of a crime.
We're investigating
Correct?
right now.
It doesn't matter. I still don't have to give you my ID.
What's on? We'll do it another way then.
Okay, that's fine. And I'll see you in court. I'll see you in court. Fine. Yeah.
They don't care because it's not their money. It's the citizens' money. So they don't care. Fine. Let's do it another way. Sure. Take me to court. The worst that's gonna happen to me.
And we'll see what the city pays after that. We'll see that. Because you don't need to. I don't need to ID. Period. Okay.
Show number is going to
We're done with this conversation.
This is sad how this town
We're
gets changed.
done with this conversation.
We are. We definitely are.
We
Are
should
you the
We
supervisor?
should stop talking then, okay?
Are you the supervisor?
We should stop talking.
Are you the supervisor?
Again, we'll stop. We're not talking.
Are you the supervisor?
We're not talking now.
You're a public servant then, right? Are you not a public servant? Then you need to answer my question
No, I
because
don't.
yes, you do, because you're a public
Where's
servant.
the law that says that?
Where's the law that says that? Are you serious right now?
You tell me.
See,
You
just
see
a
that?
tyrant, a man with a bad attitude, and this is the thing. He probably doesn't normally have this bad attitude, but when he came up, he heard the framing of this other police officer that he trusts and believes, even though they know they'll lie about things. But that's who he's gonna trust. He's gonna trust his boy. Back to blue till it happened to you. And you know what? This makes me think. I had a comment the other day that somebody said that why would you care if you're not doing anything illegal? I'm not 100% sure if he's not doing anything illegal right now, but it didn't look like he was. And if he wasn't doing anything illegal, now he's being treated like this because he wasn't doing anything illegal and he didn't want to give up his rights. That seems like a reason to care.
I do know a lot about it. I'm a law
Where's it
student.
at? Where's it at?
I'm a law
Where,
student.
from Rack?
From RAC? Are you serious right now?
Ask me a question.
No, not from RAC.
Where?
Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
You asked a lot of questions.
No,
No answers.
I have a lot of money and I'm going to sue you in court. Yes, okay.
Then
You're
we-
the supervisor
then we're
and
gonna
you're,
stop talking.
and you're a ringleader of the circus.
So we're gonna stop talking.
Correct.
So we're gonna
No,
stop
we're
talking.
not going to stop talking because I'm asking you a question.
So I'm not talking.
I'm asking you a question. These men came up on me with guns, and I'm asking them why they need me to ID when I'm not committing a crime. They need a crime
Well, when you
to
stop
get
talking,
ID.
we can answer questions.
Okay, answer those questions then, please. Answer those questions. Before he took my side piece, you know what he did? He told me I was under arrest for not IDing. You know what that means?
Yeah, you have to ID.
No, I do not have to ID myself.
And they're
Right,
just
let's
all
arrest.
clueless.
One of the officers tells Mr. Mullis that he's required to identify himself, and Mr. Mullis disagrees. In the 2004 case of Heibel v. 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada, the Supreme Court held that a state may require a detained individual to disclose their name during a lawful investigative stop, but only where a statute imposes that duty. Neither the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania nor the City of Reading has enacted legislation requiring citizens to identify themselves during a Terry stop. So, a citizen's refusal to identify themselves during a detention is neither a crime nor an independent basis for arrest. Additionally, even if Pennsylvania law required identification, as the Supreme Court held in the 1979 case of Brown v. Texas, a so-called stop and identify statute cannot be invoked to require identification without reasonable suspicion grounded in specific and articulable facts that criminal activity is afoot, which is the constitutional threshold established by the Supreme Court in the 19...
So I think what he's saying is if the officer would have came up and seen a woman tied up, I need that ID up off of you. Seen her in distress, two guys standing over her, I need them IDs up off you. But since he came up and he saw a woman not in distress, it doesn't look like there's any reasonable articulable suspicion.
case of Terry v. Ohio for an officer to lawfully conduct an investigative detention. Here, there is a strong argument that neither the 911 call nor the alleged ordinance violation cited by the officers provided the necessary reasonable suspicion to lawfully detain Mr. Mullis. In the 2014 case of Navarrete v. California, the Supreme Court held that an anonymous 911 call can supply reasonable suspicion when it requires adequate so-called indicia of reliability, reasoning that a caller who reports first-hand observations demonstrates a basis of knowledge that lends significant support to the tip's reliability. However, in Mr. Mullis's case, the caller claimed to be describing a scene that they had personally observed, but when the officers arrived, the information provided was not corroborated. The officers found a blue hatchback, but there was no woman tied up on the ground, the woman present was not in distress, and rather than two Puerto Rican males in tank tops and shorts, the officers encountered Mr. Mullis, a white man wearing a t-shirt and jeans. Because some of the innocent details provided by the 911 caller were contradicted rather than corroborated, and there was no evidence on the scene of past or ongoing criminal activity, the court would likely conclude that the tip was not reliable enough to justify detaining Mr. Mullis. Now, the officers also cited Section 576-405 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Reading, which prohibits any vehicle from standing on a street or sidewalk for the purpose of greasing or repair work, except in the case of emergency repairs. The officers did observe Mr. Mullis working on his vehicle, but he explained that his lights had failed and forced him off of the highway, and repairs made under those circumstances would fall within the ordinance's exception for emergency repairs. So, a court would likely find that the ordinance did not supply reasonable suspicion of a violation either. Accordingly, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Mullis was not required to identify himself under these circumstances, and that the underlying detention was not supported by reasonable suspicion of criminal activity.
Yep. So I was right. I mean, I've seen a lot of these audits and other attorney channels where they talk about this thing, so I'm glad I got that one correct.
But that's not a law you're required to have your license with. Let me get my phone. No, get my phone. I'm allowed, I have to, yeah. I have to bring my ID at all times, but you can't legally request it. You can't legally request it. Where's my phone? I will show you the law right now.
You know what?
And you, go ahead, do your thing.
If you were nice and you weren't being
I don't need to be nice. I don't need to be nice. It don't matter. You guys are going to be sued in court and I'm going to win. Okay. Guaranteed. Okay.
If I was nice, if you guys were being kind as public servants, you wouldn't be treating this man. It's not like he's working for y'all. You're working for him. And he's the one that has to be nice to you, the one getting paid. Madness. I don't think you understood the job description when you took it. You thought it said Terminator / James Bond get to do whatever I want.
Alright, so I guess we're done talking now.
No, you can tell them to take me out of handcuffs.
No.
For what reason? What crime did I commit?
Right now.
For what reason?
We're investigating right
What am I being detained right now?
now. We're not lying.
You need to articulate a crime that I was suspected of committing to detain me. You understand that, right?
Not to you, I don't agree.
Yes, you don't have to legally by law.
There you go.
Legally by law, you don't have to, but you still have to have a crime that you can legally articulate that I was committing in order to detain me. In order, you understand that? And they're detaining me for no reason. No articulation of a crime.
Yeah, he got the gloves on. He might get punched. He might get a nice knuckle sandwich. Let's see.
Which one? Which one is that? Exactly. Yeah. You didn't know that. Yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'd love to see what crime I'm committing. Okay. I would love to see that. Yeah, okay. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Then we're gonna be
That's how it works. We pull up, we detain you, and then we find out if you did a crime. So guilty until proven innocent. I keep saying that, and I don't want it to be right, but that's what he just told us. Guilty until proven innocent.
We're going to be suing you. Okay. All right, cool. That's great. I'm glad. We're going to be suing you. Unless you guys want to walk away right now, well, I'm going to sue you. I'm being serious. I'm being real serious. You better call your DA if you don't have somebody on top of you. You better.
I don't have anyone on top of
You better then call your DA and tell them that this is what you did, because if not, I'm going to sue. I'm being serious. You're wrong. I'm right and you're wrong. You didn't see the amendment violations and shit like that? You didn't watch YouTube? Tell you about it?
What was violated?
Tell you about it? What's violated?
they crack me up because they act like there's no true information on YouTube. Yes, there's a lot of information that's false on YouTube, but there are a lot of professional people who took the time, spent the dollars to get the information, get the accreditation, to get the degrees that they need, and now they're applying that to YouTube to give the information to people so now they know it. So when you say YouTube, I'm pretty sure you've looked up something on YouTube before. If you haven't, then your wife has, or your sister has, or your mother has. So now they don't know what they're talking about with the thing. They don't know how to make that recipe because it was on YouTube and it didn't come from a chef. That chef that's on YouTube, now he doesn't know what he's talking about because he's on YouTube. That's so stupid. But you're so arrogant and you're so in your robot mode that you're doing what you got to do to get this ID or get this arrest or whatever to violate these rights.
For one, is violated.
Okay. What else?
I don't need to give you my papers.
Just like we don't.
Anytime. No, you're a public servant. You can do whatever. You can do what you want. But you're a public servant. I'm not. I'm a citizen. I pay taxes.
Me too.
Yeah, but you're still on duty.
Yeah, you're clocked
you not?
in. You're clocked in right now. You're a citizen right now, but you see how you're parked right there? You're not parked like a citizen. You see how you're standing in the street blocking the road? You're not acting in the capacity of a citizen right now. You have special privileges. You get to put this man in handcuffs. You get to ruin this man's life right now. So no, you're not a citizen right now. You're an employee of him.
Yeah,
Thank you
but
for
are you
getting
not?
us to detain
All right,
him.
all right. So,
All right.
what's your badge? 13113.
Yep. Yep.
Sam,
It'll be in the paperwork.
I don't care about the paperwork. Can you give me my cell phone?
I'm taking this to court.
We are taking this to court because you
clearly said
you
you didn't
cannot
fill out the paperwork.
you cannot
How you gonna do that then?
you cannot detain somebody for no legal crime. You can laugh all you want. What is it? What's the crime?
Like I said, we don't have to tell
What,
you.
yes, you do. When you arrest somebody, you do. And I'm
Hey man, you better quit standing up, swaying back and forth, because they'll say he was getting aggressive. Yeah, we know we had him cuffed, but you see how he kept getting up, walking back and forth, and he was looking at the officers. Then he stood up. He stood up real quick, and he was making a jerking motion like he has Houdini. He's gonna come out his handcuffs, and you better chill out, man.
So what are you detaining? Yeah.
No, we just told you.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't have to tell you. You said that.
I didn't say
Yes,
that.
you did.
I told you can't
play it
arrest
back on the
somebody
Bodycam
and
right
search
now.
somebody. No, you can't.
We didn't search you.
Yeah, you did. He did. He patted me down and he took my ID.
It's not a search. It's not a
Yes,
search.
it's not a Terry search. I can tell you that.
Not a search.
It's not a Terry
Terry
stop. No, it's not a Terry. Yeah, but even if it was, you still have to reasonably articulate a crime.
Not to you.
Mr. Mullis repeatedly demands to know what crime he's suspected of committing, and the officers refuse to answer. Now, under the Terry standard that we discussed earlier in this episode, reasonable suspicion must be articulable, meaning that the officers must be able to point to the specific facts justifying a detention if it is later challenged in court. However, the rule does not require the suspicion to be articulated to the citizen on scene, and no constitutional provision requires officers to explain the basis for a detention while it is occurring. The same is true of an arrest. As the Supreme Court explained in the 2004 case of Devenpeck v. Alford, while it is good police practice to inform an individual of the reason for their arrest at the time they're taken into custody, the Constitution does not require it, and the lawfulness of a...
And I mean, if we use the logic of those police officers, everybody that just watched that, you didn't learn anything. You don't know now. That wasn't the actual law the actual case law that happened. Because it's on YouTube.
Arrest depends on whether the facts known to the officer establish probable cause for some offense, not on which offense the officer announces or fails to announce. Accordingly, while the officer's refusal to explain themselves was not itself unlawful, it also could not salvage an arrest that lacked probable cause, as probable cause is measured against the facts known to the officers rather than the explanations that they give or withhold. As a practical matter, this means that a citizen on the side of the road typically cannot reliably judge judge whether a detention or arrest is lawful, because that judgment depends on facts that are known to the officers that they are under no obligation to share.
You guys are stupid as You're gonna get sued.
Well, we're not the ones out here at midnight.
You guys got body cams, right? Yeah. Good.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys got body cams. Yep. You guys are gonna get sued. Okay. I'm being serious.
They don't care.
I can take your body cams in a request. Believe that. Okay. I'm just telling you right now.
You told us many times we're not stupid. We understand. So you can stop talking now.
On the contrary, I think you're pretty ignorant.
It comes back to possibly a family member, but not him.
Yeah, well, it's
We got a runner.
It doesn't matter.
I'm tracking.
Awesome. Thank you.
Can you get me that, please? I can't get it.
Stand up. Stand up.
Okay.
Stand up.
I'm trying to stand up.
There you go. Come over here.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
You're a week away from getting sued.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
When I get a hold of my attorney.
You guys
You think you're not? You had no
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to tack littering on there for dropping his vape and not picking it up while he's handcuffed.
right to detain me. None.
Okay.
What was your probable cause anyway to detain me? Because you need probable cause to detain somebody.
Do you just want me to call the wagon?
Yeah, please call the wagon, because you know
I'm
what?
not talking to you.
I don't give a f*** who you're talking to, because you're a public servant, and I'm a citizen that pays your... I pay your paycheck, you understand that, right?
I pay my own paycheck.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
I do. Who pays you? Yeah, but you pay enough for $101,000 a year? Is that what you pay for?
Yeah.
That's what you make. $100-something thousand a year.
You know how much I make last
Yeah, I
Get
do.
in the car and
I do
shut your
exactly
mouth.
how much you make.
Spread your feet.
Shut your mouth, all that
Spread
talking.
your feet. You can get your off.
All right.
Put your head on that
Great for the
car.
lawsuit. It's great for
You got anything on?
I have nothing on me. I had an empty weapon
You
that
already
I found on the
searched
side
him.
of the road, but it doesn't even matter because
Okay.
somebody told me that they stole my dad's gun. It doesn't matter anyway. You had no probable cause to detain me, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What was your probable cause anyway?
They're not
Told you
telling you.
5 times already.
What?
Don't tell
That
anybody.
yeah, the judge ain't gonna care though. Look at that. The judge ain't gonna care.
Keep thinking.
Can you do me a huge favor if you don't want to get sued? Is go get my key from my car.
I think whoever that is has it.
Yeah, and she's not allowed to drive. She has no license, and she's won it.
Okay. Well,
Oh, he
cross
just
that bridge when we
snitched
get
on
there.
her.
She's won it by PennDOT because she doesn't she doesn't have a license, so she's not allowed to drive a car. She's not won it, but she's won it by wanting to have a car, not drive a car. You understand what I'm saying? She's not allowed to drive, so please get my key because I don't want her to steal my car. And if she does steal my car, that's going to be another thing on the lawsuit.
All right. Have a seat in the car, man.
I'm glad that
Step in and watch your
you
head.
guys understand that shit. Because if you guys allow her to take my car, then guess what's going to happen?
It's his car, right? I didn't even check.
Yeah, see, is this the original officer on there? How do they not know? When the first guy came up, she said that this wasn't her car, it was his car. And now y'all are relaying all this information, but that information didn't get relayed.
Because, do you have a license, dear?
Yeah, I just don't have my
Well,
license.
because here's the problem. He doesn't want you driving his car.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Does he want mom to come pick it up, or does
I don't know.
is he gonna tow it?
That's not a tow truck.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh,
That's not ours.
oh,
I think it's just gonna get mine.
that's crazy. I know the guy.
Change it to a towed vehicle, clear it out paper.
How do you know him?
The tow guy?
No, this guy.
this guy.
Oh, that's my ex-husband.
What's that?
That's my ex-husband.
Ex-husband?
Yeah.
Okay. She's good to go. Carrying without a license, but apparently he has a criminal history.
Oh, really?
So it might be more.
At least that charge.
At least, yeah, carrying without a license. Okay. He just had an empty firearm.
Mr. Mullis was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, a felony of the first degree, carrying a firearm without a license, a felony of the third degree, and a violation of the greasing and repair work ordinance. His bail was set at $50,000, and he was released on May 16, 2025, after posting bail through a professional surety. On February 19, 2026, the Court of Common Pleas of Berks County granted the defense's
Fruit of the poison tree? Let's see.
motion to suppress the evidence, and on May 29, 2026, the court dismissed all charges and discharged Mr. Mullis. On July 8th, Mr. Mullis filed a motion for the return of his property, which remains pending with a hearing scheduled for August 20th, 2026. According to Mr. Mullis, he spent 15 days in jail, paid approximately $5,000 to secure his release, and paid $15,000 for his criminal defense. As of the date of writing this episode, Mr. Mullis has stated that he's seeking legal representation to pursue a civil rights lawsuit. Overall, the Reading officers get an F for detaining and arresting Mr. Mullis for refusing to identify himself when no law required him to do so, repeatedly misstating the law throughout the encounter, and for maintaining a dismissive and antagonistic demeanor from start to finish. The officers were authorized to respond to the 911 call and to make contact with the individuals on scene, but once they found that the report of a woman tied up was false and that no one present matched the caller's description, the justification for a detention evaporated. Rather than recognizing that, the officers demanded identification under threat of handcuffs, told Mr. Mullis that he was legally required to identify himself, and treated his accurate statement of the law as defiance. A detention must rest on articulable suspicion of criminal activity, and a refusal to provide identification cannot supply that suspicion in a jurisdiction that imposes no duty to identify. The ordinance citation does not change the analysis, as the officers knew that Mr. Mullis was repairing a disabled vehicle, and their reliance on the ordinance, that suggests a justification that was constructed after the encounter had already gone wrong. Their demeanor was equally troubling. The officers mocked and belittled Mr. Mullis throughout the encounter, and after placing him in the patrol vehicle, they were captured on their own cameras disparaging him and acknowledging that they had originally intended to do nothing more than take down the individuals' names. That admission, along with the suppression of the evidence and the dismissal of every charge, confirms that this arrest was driven by frustration rather than lawful suspicion. This interaction highlights how an encounter that's built on an unreliable tip and a minor ordinance can escalate into a felony prosecution when officers respond to a citizen's assertion of their rights by claiming authority that they do not have. Now, Mr. Mullis gets a B for correctly asserting that Pennsylvania law did not require him to identify himself and holding that position without physical resistance despite an escalating detention, all while misstating some of the relevant legal standards and continuing to make statements after invoking his right to remain silent. Mr. Mullis identified the core legal issue accurately and in real time, as Pennsylvania imposes no general duty to identify, and he maintained that position even as the officers threatened and then carried out his arrest. He then challenged the arrest through the courts, retaining counsel, litigating the legality of the search and seizure, winning suppression of the evidence, and securing the dismissal of all charges. That being said, Mr. Mullis demonstrated a fundamental misunderstanding of some of the legal principles at play here. Namely, officers are not required to explain the basis for a detention or an arrest on scene, and the lawfulness of a detention is measured by the facts known to the officers, not the facts known to the citizen. Standing on the side of the road, Mr. Mullis had no way of knowing what the 911 caller had reported, and while the call in this case did not supply reasonable suspicion, a call with different contents could have justified the very detention that he was disputing. Additionally, after invoking his right to remain silent, Mr. Mullis continued to speak, volunteering unsolicited information about the firearm and how he came to possess it. Invoking the right to remain silent only has value if it's followed by silence, and those statements gave the prosecution information that it could not otherwise have obtained. Nonetheless, I commend Mr. Mullis for accurately asserting his rights under pressure, for declining to physically...
Yeah, I agree with Audit to Audit. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out his channel. He has more videos like this. But my last thought on this video is they came there to help a woman who was tied up. They came there to help a woman who was tied up. They came there to help a woman that was tied up. When they left there, they left a woman on the side of the street in the middle of the dark. It didn't look like it was some major road. I don't know exactly where it was at, but it didn't look like some main street where she could easily obtain some type of ride or be seen if something was to happen to her. No, it looked like it was more of a side street with maybe some businesses or something like that. But you came there to help a woman that was tied up, and when you left a woman in the middle of the road in the middle of the night. That's the police work you did. Good job. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, send it to your cousin.